Hola, welcome to another Spanish lesson with Señor Geis. In this video, I'm going to be talking about plural nouns in Spanish and how they're different from singular nouns, like we discussed in my last video. So in my last video, we talked about singular nouns, and we said how singular nouns are words that talk about one person, place, thing, or idea. And we also talked about how in Spanish, nouns have a gender, and that's just basically a category, and the two categories or genders of Spanish nouns are either masculine or feminine. So in this video, we're going to talk about plural nouns. And what the word plural just means is that it's talking about several persons, places, things, or ideas. So you probably notice how all of those words have an S at the end, and that is really a good definition of a plural noun. So in English, when we make a word plural, we change it from singular to plural. So the word boy is singular, but to make it plural, we add an S to the end and say boys. Cat, to make plural, will be cats. Table, tables. Probability, probabilities. Action, actions. These are singular and plural nouns. It's plural when you add an S. So in Spanish, thankfully, it's almost the exact same. So you're going to add an S to the end, but only if it ends in an O, A, or E. And thankfully, those are a lot of words in Spanish. So we take these masculine nouns here, chico, amigo, libro, concierto, pájaro, and we're going to add an S to the end. So the plural of chico is chicos, amigo changes to amigos, libro changes to libros, concierto changes to conciertos, and pájaro changes to pájaros. If it ends in A, it's probably a feminine noun, and we'll still just add an S to the end. Chica changes to chicas, amiga changes to amigas, computadora changes to computadoras, escuela changes to escuelas, and persona changes to personas. Okay, so if it ends in an E, it could be either feminine or masculine, but it really doesn't matter when you're making it plural. You're still going to just add an S to the end. So hombre changes to hombres, restaurante changes to restaurantes, noche changes to noches, frase changes to frases, and cine changes to cines. Okay, so almost just like English. One difference, though, is that if it doesn't end in an O, A, or E, you're going to add an ES. So we have these words that end in N, R, L, or D, or any other letter. You're going to add an ES. So raton ends in an N, so we're going to add an ES. So raton, ratones, mice, mouse, mice, raton, mouse, mice, ratones. Profesor, teacher, is going to change to profesores, teachers. Papel, paper, is going to change to papeles, papers. Mujer, woman, is going to change to mujeres, women. Actitud, attitude, is going to change to actitudes. And you can see that these feminine words that end in D, it's the same thing. There's nothing different here. Libertad changes to libertades. Autenticidad changes to autenticidades. Humanidad changes to humanidades. And probabilidad changes to probabilidades. Okay, and one little extra rule here is that if a word ends in ON and that O has an accent, you need to take off the accent when you make it plural, when you add the ES. So acción, action, has an accent on the O, but when we make it plural, we're going to take the accent off and say acciones without an accent. Instrucción, instruction, is going to change to instrucciones, but we're going to take the accent off the O. Nación changes to naciones, no accent, and educación changes to educaciones, no accent. So just like in the last video when we talked about how there's two ways to say the word the before a masculine noun or a feminine noun, when the word is plural, there's two more ways to say the. So in Spanish, there's a total of 4 different ways to say the. So if the word you're talking about is masculine, you're going to use the word los when you make it plural. So chico means boy. When we make it plural, it's chicos. And we want to say the boys, we'll say los chicos. Amigo, los amigos. Libro, los libros. Concierto, los conciertos. Pájaro, los pájaros. If it's feminine, though, we're going to use the word las to say the word the if it's plural. So chica, girl, is going to change to las chicas, the girls. Amiga, las amigas. Computadora, las computadoras. Escuela, las escuelas. Persona, las personas. And one of the reasons it's important for you to know the gender is because, like I said in my last video, there's a lot of words that don't have special endings for the gender, so you just have to memorize which gender they are. Hombre is masculine, so we say los hombres, los ratones, los cafés, los restaurantes, but these words are feminine, so we're going to use the word las mujeres, las acciones, las probabilidades, las noches. There's no word to say in the plural. You wouldn't say a boys or a girls or a friends, or a books or a computers. Instead, you'd say some. So if you're talking about a masculine noun, the word some is unos. So boy, chico will change to some boys, unos chicos. Some friends, unos amigos. Some books, unos libros. Some concerts, unos conciertos. Some birds, unos pájaros. But if you're talking about feminine nouns, you are going to use the word unas. So chica, unas chicas, some girls. Amiga, unas amigas, some friends. Computadora, unas computadoras, some computers. Escuela, unas escuelas, some schools. Unas personas, some people. And again, doesn't matter what the ending is, you still need to memorize which gender you're talking about so that you can decide which word you're going to use. So, unos hombres, unos ratones, unos cafés, unos restaurantes, but unas mujeres, unas acciones, unas probabilidades, and unas noches. So just to summarize what we've learned in this video, masculine nouns, when they're plural, will often end in os. And if you want to say the before a masculine plural noun, you're going to say los. And if you want to say some before a masculine plural noun, you're going to say unos. If you're talking about a feminine noun, though, it will oftentimes end in as, iones, or des. And if you want to put the word the in front of a plural feminine noun, you're going to say las. And if you want to say some in front of a feminine plural noun, you're going to say unas. So here is a kind of summary chart to help you learn and memorize how to treat Spanish nouns. So you need to treat them differently based on if they're singular or plural. And there's 4 different ways to say the, el, la, los, and las. And there's 2 ways of saying un and una. And there's 2 ways of saying some, unos and unas. And you need to know which gender the noun you're talking about is so that you can choose the right form of the word the.